a beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. Oh, you know what time it is, Raider Nation. Oh yeah, you know what time it is. That's why you're here right now. That's why you take a little bit of time out of your evening to join me. Because you know what time it is. Oh yeah. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I'm the Commish coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios, deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction. And it's a Wednesday. And what does that mean on every Monday and Wednesday on Raider Reaction? It means we drop back deep in the pocket and we let it fly league-wide because it's time for Ghost to the Post with Prime and the Commish. Prime is the resident Raider Reaction sports guru. He has been a ring announcer for pro MMA boxing and boxing, PA announcer for pro soccer, play-by-play in color for college basketball and college football, as well as former vice president of the Hardcore Challenge. Prime, again, joins us as he does every Monday and Wednesday. It's time for Ghost to the Post. What's up, Prime? Uh-oh. Do we not have Prime? Prime, are you there? Oh, we'll have to see if we get Prime back on the horn. We lost him. Had him on. Prime! Can you hear me? Oh, hold on. Technical difficulties. There we go. You on? Alright. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Alright. Guess we'll have to go old school. Something.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Alright, so Prime, welcome back to Raider Reaction.
Yeah, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. What up, Raider Nation? I cannot believe we've had some technical difficulties 2 weeks in a row, but nonetheless, did you hear Novak Djokovic already lost in the French Open?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Just a little tennis party, people. He's only number one in the world for 42 weeks or something along those lines. Sorry. You know, I'm all over the sports world, so it's always good to get back to the NFL on those Mondays and Wednesdays that we do the Ghost to the Post, baby. So.
Yes, absolutely. So, I guess probably the biggest news in the league today, looking league-wide, was the apparent tanking, I guess, of the New York Jets, who are just in unload mode on their roster.
Yeah, right now they're in the dog days of the OTAs, and already it's been said that the Jets have the worst roster in the NFL. They're talking about epic, terrible. Talking about, what is that, 2008 Lions? 0-16. I mean,
yeah, it's not. I mean, they go out and get McCown, who is, you know, obviously he's just a body to stand up there. Quarterback is all he is.
That's pretty much all he's ever been. He hasn't been extremely, efficient or great or anything along those lines. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's a serviceable journeyman quarterback at best. And then when it's already been rumored that they're going to drop their best wide receiver. You just don't know what to expect from these Jets now. I mean, they must be looking at that quarterback crop of next year.
I guess. I mean, they've now gotten rid of their number 1 and their number 2 from last season.
And they've already cut the man who has the second most tackles in Jet history, linebacker David Harris. Harris. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're cutting their number 1 linebacker. They're getting rid of their wide receiver. They got a journeyman at quarterback. Let's see, they've got failed quarterback projects on the bench. The only thing you can expect out of the Jets this year is a fruitless season, we'll say.
You think? What's up, Taz?
I mean, it's hard to lose them all.
Yeah, it really is. It is hard to lose them all. You almost have to work at it because I mean, like I said, on any given Sunday, you just put it up there and yeah.
Yeah, any team can win. And that's, it's amazing that the Lions were able to go winless. And I'm not saying the Jets are going to go winless. I mean, they still have to, play Buffalo and Miami twice, There's a shot, those division games.
You never know.
Talking about selling tickets, man, I tell you, there's no way in the world the Jets are going to sell any tickets unless you want to come watch Christian Hackenberg sit on the bench.
Oh no, yeah, that's about it, Prime. I agree. That's about it. Unless you want to, and that's the thing. That leads me to the next point I wanted to bring up. Now Brandon Marshall's gone. Now you've gotten rid of, Decker.
Yeah.
Now you've gotten rid of him. There's your number 1, your number 2, and now what? You went and you drafted Hackenberg last season. Are you giving up on him already? You're going into season 2? Have you given up on him? Are you that was a miss. You scrapping him too? Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, maybe they think he needs a little more seasoning, a little more, practice. You talking about practice?
Yeah, I'm talking about practice.
Talking about practice?
You gotta talk about practice.
You gotta watch Christian Hackenberg practice because that boy needs to practice.
Apparently, he must need to practice because apparently he needs to practice some more because his team is not sold on him. Apparently, what's up, Miguel? Apparently, seeing him for a season in practice, I think they know what they got, and they're not happy with it. So,
well, we'll have to see what happens after the OTAs and once they get into actual preseason, and we'll kind of see how that quarterback tree shakes out, basically, because I'm not going to count Hackenberg out already, even though they brought in McCown.
What's up, Brian? What's up, CV? Keep battling, brother. The Jets. This is as much headline and press as the Jets are going to get all season. Is the talk at the beginning of the season of how crappy they're going to be. That's all of the headlines the Jets are going to get this season. Is the talk of how crappy they're going to be. That's it. So,
one of my top 5 fantasy football rules is never draft a Jet. Can't do it. Won't do it.
That's a good rule. That's a good rule of thumb.
Never draft a Jet.
That's a good rule of thumb. Can't say I. What's up, Kevin? Thanks for sharing, y'all. Hey, man, if you're out there and you're watching, share it up. And throw them thumbs up there. Throw them hearts up there. We like knowing you guys are out there. We're not just sitting here talking to ourselves. So, and if you're wondering who we are, I'm the Commish. On the phone is Prime. And every Monday and Wednesday, we go deep league-wide. Hit all the hot topics because there's 32 teams in this league. You got to keep up on the news on all of them because you got to know who your enemies are. You got to know what's up. You got to know what's up league-wide. So every Monday and Wednesday, Prime joins me, and we go deep. Goes to the post with Prime and the Commish. Featured every Monday and Wednesday on Raider Reaction. Raider Reaction is here every Monday through Friday, 7 Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern, for a solid hour, leading off coast to coast. So I take it for an hour, then send it to the West Coast, the infamous Raider Bear, for another solid hour. 2 on Friday. So, well, Prime, let's move on from the Jets, because they're just a sad, pathetic story, and they're going to be a punchline at the end of the season, so we should move on from them. Sticking up there in the Northeast, however, what's up, Javi? Raider Javi in the house. What's up, up in the Northeast, we got Odell Beckham Jr. Odell's not at OTAs. But they saying it ain't contract related. What do you think? You think it's contract related, Prime?
Well, they're saying it's not contract related, but
of course
yeah,
it's contract related.
Odell is trying to get paid right now, and he deserves to get paid. He's a top 5 wide receiver in the league, most likely. Arguably. So, indeed, he needs to get that number 1 wide receiver money. It's about time. He's due. He's been playing he's given him a discount the first 4 years, so.
Yeah,
it's time to pay. Time to pay. He's earned it.
I suppose. He's ultra talented. The guy's kind of a head case. That's the only thing that concerns me about him. But you got to pay the guy. You can't let him leave. He's one of the most talented receivers out there. I mean, he's catching balls with one finger and a thumb. You know.
He's got great hands and wheels for days.
Absolutely, Javi. So,
he's absolutely a head case.
Yes. Yeah. But
I mean, hell, his hairdresser's a head case.
The Giants are saying that they want him for the rest of his career, which I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, he's just one of those guys. And usually, aren't all of the greats just a little off in the head? Aren't all of them they all seem to be.
Absolutely. All the great wide receivers are divas. Michael Irvin was a freak. I mean, even Jerry Rice. People don't even realize because he played so long ago, but he's often considered the greatest wide receiver and sometimes the greatest football player of all time. Jerry Rice.
He took it so serious he never even enjoyed it.
Yeah. That man was running hills in his free time, not practice.
Yeah.
He wasn't working out he was a workout warrior. The guy was insane. And, yeah. So, if you look at Jerry Rice, you look at Michael Irvin, you look at Terrell Owens, you look at Chad Ochocinco, you look at Randy Moss, you look at, all of them were head cases of some sort. All of them. Chris Carter. Oh, my gosh, man, I can't even listen to him talk.
Nah, I know. Yeah, it's true. Pretty much a lot of the great wide receivers and even a lot of the great running backs, they have strong personalities. That's what makes them great. Look at Marshawn Lynch. Come on. That guy's got a personality there.
Oh yeah, well Marshawn Lynch, we'll call him Skittles. Yeah, he's definitely a head case. You see all the Super Bowl antics he was pulling when he was with the Seahawks. He's the, I'm only here because I have to be.
Yeah. I'm just here so I don't get fired.
And I'm surprised he's talked to anyone at all during the transition to the Raiders. So.
Hey, I thought that was positive the other day that he just talked to him. Now, what the hell? What the hell was NFL Network thinking of just sticking a freaking microphone in Marshawn Lynch's face live and not expecting him to drop the MF and, what were you thinking he was going to say? And then they were shocked that, oh my God, if he was going to say something, you knew it was going to have a little flavor in it.
Yeah, well, Marshawn is always just keeping it real.
Yeah.
When keeping it real goes too far, ask Marshawn Lynch and ask the NFL Network when they put a microphone in his face. When keeping it real goes too far.
Yes.
And the censor button was hot.
What's up, Brian? Oh, yeah. So
Raider Nation representing from Columbus, Ohio. I think there's a game going on there right now.
Columbus, Ohio. There is a game going on. What's the score of the game, Prime? I know you're watching.
Oh, I'm flipping back and forth. So, all right, right now in the 2017 NBA Finals, the score is 60-57 Golden State right now with a made free throw by somebody who's at the free throw line, but they're showing Draymond Green. Oh, Andre Iguodala, the other AI.
What's up, Chuck? Well, so it's still close.
There's your basketball update. It's 61-57 Golden State right now.
So it's still anybody's game.
Yeah, it's a close one. It's actually competitive. Might be the first competitive game in the NBA playoffs this year.
All right, well, I kind of hope the Cavs grab a couple so they make it a series, man. Let's make it at least interesting. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But
between the two teams in the NBA Finals right now, there's been one loss in all of the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. It's been rough.
Yeah.
So Odell Beckham.
Blowouts and sweeps.
Odell Beckham, he's not in camp. Said he don't want money. But we know it's about the money. It's not about money,
but it's about money.
It's about the money. It's always about the money. Come on now.
It's all about the dollars.
It's always about the Benjamins. So, Baltimore Ravens, Dennis Pitta.
Yeah,
tight end.
Kind of sad.
Yeah, he gets released after he injures his hip again in OTAs. So this is a bit of a.
Yeah, and they're saying this is a bad one. Could be career-ending, basically. Not career-threatening. We'll just call it career-ending. So it's currently career-threatening. But anyway, yeah, Dennis Pitta, it's a shame because he got bitten by the injury bug and just could never shake it. And when he was healthy and on the field, he was actually one of the more productive tight ends in the league.
Yeah, I had him on my fantasy team at one point. I had the guy that was before him. Oh, gosh, his name's on the tip of my tongue. Ed something. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. But I had the guy before him, and then he had stepped in for him. And I rode with Pitta for actually a while. He was a solid, serviceable tight end. We'll still be here, Brian. What's up, Caesar? Yeah, so it's unfortunate. Coming into camp, obviously you had high hopes, and you're leaving with maybe not having being forced into retirement, possibly. So.
Yeah, it's sort of sad, but yeah, I think it's over for Dennis Pitta in the NFL. By the way, the game's at halftime, 67-61 Golden State at the half.
Golden State up 6 at the half. So there you have it.
Yep, Oakland.
Yeah. Could be seeing the double parade in downtown Oakland.
Oh wow.
Wouldn't that be something? Something.
Well, Oakland's living large these days.
Yeah, so speaking of another hot name in the news cycle here recently is the recently released Jeremy Maclin. So he's been touring around, and he made the stop in Buffalo. Apparently he liked Buffalo enough that he stayed and visited for a second day. No McCoy's been talking to him, and I know Tyrod Taylor's been talking to him.
Yeah, Shady's been recruiting him because they played together back in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, they're really trying to get Maclin there now, him and Tyrod Taylor. And if you think about it, Buffalo's had some serious wide receiver woes. I forget their number one right now. Got to get to the regular season. Got to get into season form. It's June, guys. Anyway.
Getting there. It's OTAs, man. We're working in. We're getting into it.
We're getting closer.
Yeah.
But it's still June.
Hey, I know the silver and black inside and out, but by the time the season gets here, I got to know all the other teams by the inside and out too. So we
Oh yeah.
It's OTAs.
But the number one wide receiver has had his share of injuries as well. he's another guy who spent most of last season on the bench and, rehabbing. And, of course, when he did get in the game, he was somewhat productive. He caught a few touchdowns last year. So if they had another consistent offensive weapon on that Buffalo squad, and especially, I don't know, I think Tyrod Taylor's deep ball kind of goes well with Jeremy Maclin's speed. And it could be a relatively potent offense over there in the AFC East. So the AFC West, as y'all like to say. But indeed, the Bills, you might want to watch out for them this year.
Yeah, his next stop is, like Chuck said, the Ratbirds, the Ravens. That's the next stop. He is making a stop there. So supposedly he's not leaving Buffalo with paper or with anything signed, with any sort of agreement on the table, and he is going to the Ravens. So
that's true, because as much as it's nice to have your buddy there in LaShawn McCoy, recruiting you, telling you to come up and play in Buffalo, it's still Buffalo. It's still Northwest New York.
Yeah.
It's like oh my gosh, man. It's like a cultural void there.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's cold. Oh my God, does it snow up there? Oh my. It's that cold, that white stuff. Oh, I'm just cold just thinking about it. I haven't seen snow in so long, and I don't want to see snow. I hate snow. Oh no. Oh.
I'm a fan of all 4 seasons.
We got 4 seasons. We got like
what, sunny and rainy and hurricane and
no, we got like kind of a hybrid fall, and then pre-summer, summer, and post-summer. So there's 4 seasons and hybrid fall.
You know one thing though, we are not weather people. We are not weathermen.
No.
So, anyway.
Terry says it's the armpit of New York State.
Exactly. Nice. Exactly.
Hey, Terry said it. I didn't say it. Terry said it. I'm just repeating. So, but yes, it is. I've never been to Buffalo. I'm sure it's a beautiful town. But I would like to go someday, though. I'd like to go there and watch the Raiders stomp a mud hole in the Bills. Would love.
Yeah, I do have some family in New York, and I have been there a couple times. And, I haven't been up to Buffalo. I mean, why would I even go to Buffalo?
It would just go there to watch a game. I would, I would like to go there. I'd just bundle up like a freaking Eskimo and go there when it's like sub-zero when we're playing there sometime. I'd like to go into them crazy snow games, because snow games are fun to watch.
All that said, snow games are fun to watch, but all that said, Buffalo still had one of the greatest teams in NFL history when they went to the AFC. Well, they went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. They lost the Super Bowl 4 years in a row.
Yes, they did.
That squad was tough. I mean, Thurman Thomas, and of course you had Jim Kelly as the quarterback, and
what's up, Assassin Angel Eyes? Oh, I hated the Bills back then, man. My best friend was a Bills fan, and it was great. But they were bumping the Raiders out every season then, and then I'd have to listen to his mouth. And then they'd get in, and then they'd tank. So, what's up, Chris Lentz? Chad, what's up, everybody? Chad, I don't think so. You know why? Because I don't think the Cowboys are going to make it that far. I think the Cowboys are going to be lucky to get a wild card this season, and I don't think they're going to make it in. Thank you, Assassin's Angel Eyes. And if you're watching, share it up, everybody. Share it up. Give us some love. We're here every single weeknight, Raider Reaction at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern, and every Monday and Wednesday, it's Ghost of the Post with Prime and the Commish. Prime's on the line.
Central.
Commish is right here.
9 Central.
9 Central. If you're in the Central, there. If you're slow with your time zones, it's right. Like Chris says, sharing is caring. Because, that's how we roll here. Word of mouth. Social media. Share it up. That's how you get it out. So.
There's already news about Mitch Trubisky.
What?
There's already news about Mitch Trubisky.
Well, let me hear it.
He has been in the playbook more than he has been in any other playbook ever so far this year in OTAs. Like, he's already just been buried in a playbook, and he's trying to learn that NFL style of football and whatnot else. But he's learning. That's the news on Mitch Trubisky.
Yes, man. Isn't off-season terrible? You're just like looking for anything to talk about. It's like, oh my God. There's nothing going on. It's like, look, the biggest news is, Jeremy Maclin got cut, and Eric Decker is gonna get released. Like, and that's the headliners.
That would make a pretty good wide receiver tandem.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric Decker's even a serviceable receiver. The guy's pretty good. If you give him a quarterback, I've seen it.
I have not heard anything on Feliciano Carmine. I have not heard. I heard he was going in for an MRI today, and I did not get any news. Let me see if there is. If I can pull up any current news.
Yeah. And another news, of course, now the leader of the Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
Yeah. He's decided that he will boycott the NFL while Colin Kaepernick is blackballed.
Really?
Yep. So that guy is not going to watch the NFL, apparently. You know what? That's the funny thing. The NFL probably does not care. That one guy is going to say he's going to blackball it, or he's going to, just not watch it. He's going to give up the NFL. And I don't believe it for 1 second. I don't care if Colin Kaepernick works or not. Man, anyone that watches football is not going to stop watching football because of one backup quarterback, even if he is a starting caliber quarterback or whatever. No one's going to be like, okay, Colin Kaepernick's not in the league? Boy, not going to watch it, because you know what? You didn't watch him play in San Francisco. No one did. No, so I don't know why they're not going to watch him now. It's goofy.
Yeah.
It's goofy.
Yeah, I mean, the whole shocking, I'm not shocked that Seattle didn't take Colin Kaepernick. What shocked me out of the whole deal was they signed freaking Austin Davis. Austin Davis? He hasn't seen the field in forever, and it wasn't that great when he did.
And he's arguably the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, Austin Davis?
Is in the very bottom.
What's up, dead man? Yeah, I mean,
Man, I haven't seen a comment past Raiders from Spokane.
From what?
From Spokane, Washington, Rob Murray.
You haven't seen any comments? Sometimes you got to scroll it and move it back down to the bottom, and it'll pick up again. Yeah, there's no trolls. They're just somebody to add spice to our life. Chad, who you repping? I see you chirping out there. So who you repping? Because we only got one rule. If you're going to bring it, you better bring the fire. So don't just chirp out there. Who you repping?
Chad Farley actually has a point there.
What's that? I've only caught a couple of the comments here. Hold on. Let me catch up.
No, he said, the Raiders could possibly bring him in as a backup.
No, we don't need him. Come on now.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't want to bring up old news, but you do remember last year, right? And who came in?
Yeah, it's true. McGloin came in, then McGloin went out, then Connor Cook come in, and yeah. So, but
Absolutely.
we went and grabbed DJ Manuel. And honestly don't think Connor Cook's that bad of a quarterback. I mean, he was a rookie and he got thrown in. He was a third stringer. And, he's sitting behind a guy who's at the end of the season who's on an MVP pace. And he's a third stringer back there holding a clipboard. And then all of a sudden, oh, damn, I'm up.
He gets paid to be ready.
I know you get paid to be ready, but it's hard to be ready for the speed of the NFL. At the quarterback position. That's hard to get ready for without doing it.
But with that in mind, why not have a starting caliber quarterback as your backup? If anyone can absorb the media attention, it would be the Raiders.
No, I agree. I agree, Chuck. I don't see McGloin hitting the map anywhere. He may grab a third string spot somewhere, but I think
Matt McGloin?
Yeah, he who in a cap jersey? You must be out your mind, Chad. You must be out your mind. Oh, you must be out your mind. But well,
There is some news in college football I wanted to bring up too.
What's that?
Bob Stoops, the coach of Oklahoma University, retires out of nowhere. He's like in his 50s. He wasn't terrible. So anyway, Bob Stoops hanging it up.
Hanging it up. He's taking a break. Get a year or two, that dude's back in coaching. I'll put money on it. Money on it.
Right on?
Yeah, he's retiring like Urban Meyer retired. To be with my family and for my health. Yeah. Go ask Urban Meyer about how his retirement's working out for him.
Well, he's doing all right over there at Ohio State.
I agree with Chuck. Did Chad ever say who he's repping? He's just in here poking. Man, you can't poke unless you're allowed. Step up. Step up and bring the fire. If you want to stand back and poke, then you must allow us.
Don't poke the bear.
To have an opportunity to poke back. There's only one rule. Only one rule.
What's the one rule?
You gotta bring the fire.
You gotta bring the fire, that's right.
It's only one
You're not
rule.
shooting out flames.
Don't step up unless you're gonna bring the fire. So, is it the Houston Texans? You repping the Texans?
No, it looks like he's just talking news. Yeah, just saying there.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Defensive coordinator.
I think he is too, Drea. I think he is too. So,
Hey,
what's up? It's Popeye. He's back. He ain't been here for a couple nights, man. What's up? I haven't seen your name. Scroll through there. What's up?
Colts.
What's up?
We got a Colts fan in the house. Did you hear about your quarterback?
Oh, what's up with his quarterback, Prime? I think we got some news on his quarterback.
There's no luck with Andrew Luck. The guy has not even thrown the ball yet.
Old
Still
neckbeard.
recovering from shoulder surgery.
Yeah, old neckbeard's on the sideline.
Yeah, the neckbeard is still rehabilitating.
Yep.
But he has yet to throw a ball in OTAs, and I don't think he's going to have a very good season this year. I mean, coming off a shoulder injury with their porous offensive line, they got an old man at running back.
The Colts.
Dude,
they didn't even... The division was won by a tiebreaker at 9-7. At 9-7. So where were they? Where were the friggin' Colts? The Colts in the suck for luck and let's get Andrew Luck, the next great quarterback god coming out of Stanford. Everybody's hugging his nuts and they're all like, oh, he's the next greatest thing. Carry him in. Oh, Andrew Luck. What has he done? He ain't done nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, and he has been touted as a great.
Yeah, he was.
In the NFL.
He was
and
like.
He hasn't done anything yet.
They were holding him on a pedestal 2 years before he left college. Like, he's the next guy. He's got it.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got that NFL prototype height and whatnot. He's tall and he's a tough guy, and he's more athletic than he looks, and all this. And no. Andrew Luck he's a hopeful. That's what he is, man.
Yeah. Well, there's another hopeful who made his appearance in OTAs finally yesterday. Marcus Mariota is out there moving around for the Titans. Raiders' first opponent of the season, Tennessee Titans. He's done more than Carr, only because he's been in the league longer than Carr. Do you realize if Carr throws 31 touchdowns this season, he's going to eclipse Andrew Luck and everybody else and have the best stats through 4 years of any quarterback in the league? The only person who's going to have it better than him is Dan Marino. Stats don't lie, brother.
Dan Marino.
That stats don't lie. And that's through 4 years. What's your boy doing now? He not peaking. Carr's still climbing. He hasn't even reached his peak yet. Luck's already peaked and he's on his old neckbeard's on his way down. You guys couldn't even win the division when the leading team was 9-7 last season. What has he done? Get out of here with that garbage. When's the last time Andrew Luck was in the conversation for league MVP? Psst. Get out of here.
About 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute. What's he done? Come on, what's Andrew Luck done? Nothing. Being some stupid commercial with his freaking facial hair. That's about it.
He needs to call Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah. So, Marcus Mariota back on the field, which, hey man, it's good. He's one of the young, new, up and coming squad of quarterbacks. We need him for the league. It's good to have. Chuck's calling him out. That's funny. But, yeah, it's good to have him back.
I'll let it be known real quick here that I am a fan of the league. I appreciate the Shield, okay? Now, although I hang with the Raider Nation, but I'm a fan of about 28 teams in the NFL. There's 4 that I don't like. That 4 teams that I cannot stand. We'll get into those one of these days.
Yes.
But right now, I'm a fan of 28 teams.
Oh, I sense a prime featurette in the future. The Prime's 4 most hated teams.
Yeah. So you don't have to be a fan.
Oh man, whatever.
My favorite team is my fantasy squad.
Oh, that's crazy. So, I don't know. These guys with their cryptic messages, they can't step up. So unless you step up and throw it out there, then whatever. We'll ignore you and move along. So Mariota on the field, that's a good thing. Now couple little news chunks coming out of Arizona. Prime down in the Southwest. You've got Andre Ellington. Now I thought this was a shocker to me a few months back because Andre Ellington was solid in
solid at running back.
Solid at running back. And then they come out a couple months ago and said he's moving to wide receiver. And
yeah, I can only kind of see it because John Brown stays hurt.
Yeah, which is the other tidbit of news. It's a nice segue there into John Brown, who tweaks his hammy. Man, I tell you what, I watched Darren McFadden struggle with hammies over recent years. I've watched wide receivers struggle with hammies over recent years. Hamstrings, for those guys that are the guys that are cutting and accelerating quickly, and the speed and high-level skill athletes, man, that thing can just mess with them all season long. you think you got it, you go back out just a little too early, and then you tweak it again, and then you're out again. And it's just that cycle the whole season.
Yeah, well, they were using John Brown to take the top off the defense, basically. I mean, when you have Larry Fitzgerald as your prime possession receiver, the man runs routes like geometry, man. He's so tight.
Yes.
And then you have John Brown, and he just races, down the field on a fly pattern, and the guy, I mean, he's got wheels. But when you have wheels like that, sometimes it seems the hammies will act up on you. So that's originally, I think, why they decided that they were going to try Andre Ellington at the wide receiver position, because he also is he's a speedster. And in fact, if John Brown can't stay on the field, then Andre Ellington is going to. I think, even though they said he's going to go back to running back, they're still going to split him out wide, because they definitely want to get him on the field. He was productive in the running back position, and he is productive catching the ball. So, I mean, he's just another weapon in Carson Palmer. He's an adequate quarterback. He's more than that, in fact. He'll spread it around, and then, you can always rely on old man Fitzgerald. That guy's never going anywhere. So with John Brown injured all the time, Andre Ellington is going to get some PT probably in the slot position, basically running those same fly patterns. So,
yeah.
Yeah. And that's the Cardinals right now. That's all the Cardinals. They still got to get David Johnson back healthy, because he's coming off an injury. And once you add him, he's probably, he was the number one fantasy pick last year, I think, in a lot of leagues. So, he's productive,
Yeah, absolutely. He is productive.
So if they can get him back to, he's got, it's always hard coming off an injury. So we'll see where he's at once the season starts. And I believe I was the one who picked the Cardinals to, did I pick them to win that division?
Ooh,
I don't
I
like
remember.
Seattle.
Hold on, I have it saved.
Oops. I accidentally let one of them go. I let one of them go.
Did you? Did you pick one? I don't remember. I do believe you may have picked the Cardinals. I'll have to go back and look. I have it saved.
Yeah.
Oh, so hold on. Back up. This Farley fella. Farley.
Hey, Farley, your mom cares about fly patterns. There you go.
Easy now. Easy, Prime. So Farley's a Cowboys fan? Is that what we've got? Because I'm not paying attention. I just stopped paying attention to him. So, because until he stepped up and gave me some clear definition, is he a Cowgirls fan? Is that what we've got? We got a little one of them little. Oh, he's a Cowgirls fan. All right. Well, geez, just come out and say it. Don't piss around. Bring the fire, man. You should say it with pride. You should have stepped up and said that would have been the first thing out of my mouth. I'd step up and say, "What's up? I'm a Raiders fan." What? And then I speak. Should have been the first thing you said. Bring it like you got some. Oh, hide. Give me all this. Been on there 5 minutes.
Back here. Down by the river.
Poking. Come on, man. You guys had a splash in the pan season. Splash in the pan season with 2 rookies last year. That ain't going to happen again this season. I'm afraid not. I think you guys are, at best, going to grab a wild card and maybe make the playoffs. But maybe. So, we'll see. But we'll see in week 15. We'll see in week 15. We'll see in week 15.
Might be something to play for week 15. Might not, but there might be.
We'll see in week 15. All right. I'll have to later, Chad. But we'll see. I think you guys got a shot at playoffs. I don't think it's going to be a complete collapse. But I do think you're going to have... They're going to... So you come back to the little reality. Because the way typically playoff teams are built is it's built over a few seasons. You get a little better, then you get a little better and you barely make the playoffs. And then, you a little deeper in the playoffs, and then you're challenging. It usually takes a few years. You don't usually get the high ups, the quick peaks. Quick peaks relate to quick falls. So, we'll see. We'll see if you guys buck the trend. Who's Mr. Bring the Fire? I ain't running from who? Running from what? I'm standing right here. What the heck are you talking about? Mr. Bring the Fire. I bring the fire. What do you got? Well, you got the best offense in football? You ain't got the best offense in football. By what statistic? Prime, do they have the best offense in football? They do not.
No, I'd have to give that to the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes. So that's not even statistically correct. Are you saying you have the best defense in football too? Because that's not statistically correct at all. Not even close. Come on. Running.
Anyway, enough about the stupid cowgirl.
Yeah, come on. You guys are irrelevant in our world. You guys are nothing. You guys are nothing. You're a pimple on the ass of Raider Nation. Cowgirl. You are a pimple on the ass of Raider Nation. Be gone with you.
Wow.
So, all right.
Woo.
There's your fire.
I heard they released the top 100 fantasy players.
They did. They released the top 100 fantasy players for 2017. The guys that you must have if you are hyped for fantasy.
Caliber.
Like I am as well. I am hyped for fantasy. I am so hyped for fantasy this season because...
Oh, we got a huge season coming up.
We got a huge season. It's the Hardcore Challenge. It's the biggest draft we've ever had in the Hardcore Challenge. I'm the commissioner of the Hardcore Challenge. Prime has been the VP for a couple years. He is not currently, but maybe will be if he gets voted in again.
Maybe. I'm gonna run.
But so we're getting hyped because we got a huge kickoff of our 32-team fantasy football league. That is the pinnacle of fantasy football. That is the Hardcore Challenge. But let's whittle their top 100 down to the top 10 or so as they have it. As they have it for the top 10 must-have fantasy football players for 2017. Number 10 on the list is Mike Evans, Buccaneers, wide receiver.
Last year, he was one of the best wide receivers in the league. He's tall. He's got that prolific style of play that, like basketball players. I mean, no, he's not a basketball player, but he's just a big wideout, and he's got good enough wheels. He runs decent patterns. He's a big target in the end zone for Jameis Winston. Mike Evans is definitely a fantasy football wide receiver and stud. Worthy of a first-round pick in a PPR league, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, statistically, Jameis they really seem to come out and get a connection right out of the gate, and having Deshaun Jackson on the other side is really going to open things up for
Mike Evans.
For Mike Evans, completely. So, I can see that one. Now, at number 9, LaShawn McCoy, the Bills. I think that might be a little high for me for LaShawn McCoy. At 9?
Yeah. But even with their prolific offense I was talking about earlier, I mean, it's only prolific sometimes. And Shady, he's a bad, bad man. LaShawn McCoy, he's another year older. I'm not going to say he's lost a step, but everybody moves slower in the cold.
Yeah. And if you don't have it's hard to be successful at running back without a good team around you. It just is. So, I mean.
But he is definitely a number 1 running back. And
yeah.
He's worthy of a wide receiver, a running back 2 position, definitely.
Yeah, I just don't know about being in the top 10. Now, the number 8, I may even have put higher, and that's Julio Jones, is number 8. It's Atlanta Falcons wide receiver. Julio was huge.
Yeah, Julio is huge. He should be top 3. That's where I put Julio Jones. Julio Jones is a man amongst boys. Even on the games where he has off, all you got to do is start him the next game because the guy comes back with a vengeance, like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, like vengeance. Like, oh my gosh, Julio Jones is arguably the best wide receiver in the game right now. And, yeah, at number 8, I got to disagree. He deserves to be higher.
Yeah, because they've got Odell Beckham Jr. at number 7. And I put Julio Jones above Odell Beckham Jr. for sure. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Now, number 6, I don't know about this one either. At number 6, they got Jordan Howard, running back for the Bears.
Yeah, I can't go with any of that Bears offense right now.
I can't either. I mean, I know he's probably going to put up some good stats because their team is terrible, and I think they'll lean on him a lot. But I don't. Number 6 fantasy player overall over Julio Jones. They got Jordan Howard. I don't know about that one, man.
He did have a strong end of the season last year.
I guess only because they had nothing else, so they were leaning on him. Which they may do again. Because I'm telling you, they're going to have buyer's remorse when it comes to Napoleon Dynamite. I'm telling you.
Yeah, the Bears you got to avoid them like the plague if you want to, if you're drafting any fantasy squad. There's no way in the world you can pick a Bear right now. Not a single one, because they're not going to consistently put up numbers. Now, I'm not going to say Howard's not going to have any good games or anything like that. You know, I mean, they play in the same division as Detroit. They can't defend. So, yeah. With that said, I still wouldn't pick any Bear. Not a single Bear this year. And I mean, Alshon Jeffrey's not even there anymore. So, I mean,
yeah,
they're going to rely on Kevin White, I believe.
Kevin White, who can't stay healthy but a game. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The Bears are.
That's because we're cool like that, Terry. We're cool like that. They all want. What do we got? We got all kinds of little trolls hanging up around with us, you know. And I'm sorry, trolls. I'm sorry that you picked the wrong night to step in to Raider Reaction. Because on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'll hang out and we'll jab for a while. But on Mondays and Wednesdays, it's Ghost to the Post, and I have a guest. So I can't spend a lot of time bantering with you trolls because Prime and I got information. We're dropping it and kicking it league-wide, and we got to get it out. So we can only spend so much time on you trolls. But now if you'd like to come back tomorrow night and you question fire that I have, come on back. I'll be right here. And I got an hour. So.
Yeah, I don't care about trolls. You know what I do to trolls? Not a damn thing. I just ignore them. I don't even care. Have all the fun you want. If you want to sit there and talk trash, you sit there and talk trash. You know what?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. You don't like what you're hearing, then you can go listen to something else.
Yeah.
Go watch something else.
It's a free country. It's a free country. Struggling. Whatever. Like I'm supposed to spend the rest of the show, the last 15-20 minutes bantering with Chad.
Not at all.
Because Chad's got topics.
So let's rock and roll with this countdown.
Yeah, so we should all stop everything because Chad's got stuff he wants to say. But Chad, go get a show. So, number 5 on the Fantasy Football Top 100 is Antonio Brown, wide receiver for the Steelers. I could totally be... I'm not. I'm just keeping it real, Chad. Just keeping it real. So, Antonio Brown's number 5. Absolutely think that. I think he's a top 5 fantasy football pickup this season.
He's a touchdown machine. He catches, yards after the catch. He shakes and bakes with the best of them. Once again, he's in that same caliber wide receiver class as Julio Jones. And, yeah. And Julio Jones.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham's up there.
Well, the top 4 that they have are all running backs. 5 out of the top 6 that they have are running backs. So
you haven't seen anything like that in years.
You got Melvin Gordon, number 4, running back for the Chargers. Then you got Le'Veon Bell.
Coming off an injury.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell, number 3, running back for the Steelers. Coming off a doobie.
Yep. Yep.
Ezekiel Elliott, running back for the Cowboys. Coming off of pulling up some girl's shirt. And David Johnson is their number 1.
Yep.
Running back for the Cardinals. So, David Johnson's interesting because he's coming off an injury. So to make him your number 1 overall pick, I don't know if I could go that high with him. And I don't know, man. I got to see a little more. Last season was great, but I gotta see a little more.
Yeah, I don't see Le'Veon Bell being slowed down at all. And that's with all the patience that man exhibits in the hole. Like, Le'Veon Bell he's kind of a stud. And when it comes to fantasy football, he catches a lot of balls, he runs for a lot of yards, and he does score touchdowns in bunches. He might go a game where he doesn't score, but the next he's going to have like 2 or 3 because he is outstanding. Outstanding.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I find it so hard to lean on a running back anymore as such a top pick in fantasy football because they just don't seem to make it through the season. So I'd almost put the wide receivers. I'd have put Antonio Brown and Julio Jones a little higher up on the charts than I would have seen these running backs, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's been the case the past couple of years because it's a passing league. Wide receivers have been the hottest commodity in fantasy football. I mean, last year I saw Odell Beckham and Julio. Well, I didn't see Julio go first, so usually around 2nd or 3rd, and there was some David Johnson in there. But I think running backs are, a lot of times it's running back by committee. So, I mean, you got to put your chips on one of these guys, basically, only because, well, they're the only bell cows left in the NFL. I mean, there's no one else getting the rocks, 25 times a game.
Yep. For sure. So, all right, Prime, we got to wrap it up. So, I guess we'll see you back on Monday for another edition of Goes to the Post.
Yeah, I'll be back on Monday, and of course I'll be primed and ready, as only Prime can be, for another edition of Goes to the Post. And I tell you what, trolls, you just like the sweat off my back. I don't even care. I wipe you off, and I don't give a damn.
Yes.
So keep on keeping on. You do you. I'll do me. The Commish, he's going to be the Commish. That's just how it is. If you don't like it, kiss it.
Peace. All right. Prime, as he does every Monday and Wednesday, joins me as we spin it league-wide, touch on all the hot league news. Now, what do we do? Every single Monday through Wednesday on Oakland Raiders football, we go coast to coast. We start right here on the East Coast with a solid hour of Raider flavor and insight with Raider reaction. Then I throw it to the West Coast for another solid hour with the infamous Raider Bear, who's coming up right now. So, it's time for me to get out. Time to throw it deep to the infamous Raider Bear. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate each and every one of you. Even you little cowgirls that showed up. Hey, whatever. You can't have football without the enemies, man. There's 32 teams. I can only rep one, but that means I got 31 enemies. So, you got to deal with you got to take the good with the bad. So, this is what it is. But, it's another beautiful day to be a Raider. Appreciate you all showing up. And I'll be back same time tomorrow, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern, like I am every single day, Monday through Friday. It's time for Raider Bear. I'm out of here. See you tomorrow. Peace, love, Raider Nation.